What is up, guys? AmusementDark here, and today I'm gonna be talking about Danganronpa 3 Kibou Hen. Yeah, not Zetsubo Hen or Mirai Hen, Kibou Hen. What means Hope Side. This is the final episode that's meant to tie everything into a neat bow. And it was an alright episode. I feel like the episode 10 for both Mirai Hen and Zetsubo Hen and episode 11 of Zetsubo Hen and Mirai Hen were a lot better than these last two episodes, but still pretty good episodes altogether. I can't really complain. We finally get to see Hajime. In fact, Hope Side mainly focuses on Hajime and the 77th class less than Naigi. What's a little it's a little annoying, just because, you know, by the logo and that, it seemed like they'd be working together in this final episode. They don't even end up saying anything to each other during this episode. They just nod at each other. It's like, really? Really? You could have had them at least talk a little bit. But hey, let's get right into the review. With this little episode didn't have too much that I feel like I should talk about, other than a little bit of thought on each of the major conversations. So the first thing is, the first minute in, we see that Hajime / Izuru, I'm not sure what to call him, because I mean, Mitarai called him Izuru, but you know, he looks like Hajime, other than they actually did do the one eye being Hajime's, the other being Izuru. So what? That was pretty cool, I guess, but I mean, you know, I'm just gonna call him Hajime, I think. I think that's just the best way. He seems like he's Hajime now, not Izuru, though he does have the whole "how boring" catchphrase now. Or at least he uses it multiple times. Once or twice, so multiple times, basically. But yeah, no, we first see him talking to Chisa's dead body. And he has, Chiaki's hairpin that Izuru picked up. What's interesting, I find that very interesting that he's had that from Zetsubo Hen all the way to fucking Hope Side, or Kibou Hen. It's just like, damn, Izuru, you really did care. On some level, maybe it was just Hajime inside of you, but like, you know, that's pretty cool. But no, yeah, he's like talking about how he's realized that talent isn't what matters. It's just that's not the goal, and that it's a bit late for that, buddy. You could have avoided a lot of the problems if you hadn't have become Izuru, but it doesn't matter, I guess. It's too late now. Anyway, you know, he's then like, sure, I've done some terrible things with these powers, or at least the translation I had when I was watching this said that. I don't know about you guys, but this also saved everyone. And then we proceed to see everyone having a fight with some future Foundation members, and that was great. My favorite part is Nekomaru and Soda. You know, Nekomaru is just like fighting some robot, and then one's trying to sneak up behind him, and then Soda sends out a bunch of mini Nekomarus from. Oh, that's great. That I just love that. It's hilarious to me. You know, and they just like self-destruct. Anyway, you know, we see all of them doing a little bit of fighting together. You know, you have like that dancer and Mikon saves her ass, and you know, she calls him like bath hog or whatever, you know, and I'm just like, you're so annoying, but yeah, it's just you being you. And, you know, she even goes Sun, on the Dere side of Sun, at least. And is like, thank you for saving me. And it's like, okay, you're not just doing the Sun for once. Because let's be honest, she wants that though. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there for you guys. Yoko, or whatever the fuck traditional dancer bitch his name is, I honestly don't remember. Ex Mikon. Now that's a true ship, not Mikon X Pekko's sword. God, some people, it's not like I shipped that before. I didn't. Anyway, so the next thing is other than those things, we see Izuru ends up at Mitarai before Naegi does, and shit, I keep on changing what I'm calling him. Anyway, Hajime, you know, he's talking to Mitarai about how that would be boring and how that isn't living and all that, you know. And then the rest of the class also comes in to convince him, you know, they convince him on joining them as the Remnants of Despair, I suppose. And, you know, that while that's happening, Naegi makes his way there, but he doesn't enter. He just sort of listens in. I guess makes sense. It's you know, their sort of moment, you know, they deserve this. Like, Mitarai is a part of their class. I mean, technically, Ultimate Imposter shouldn't be in the class. Also, I like how the Ultimate Imposter changes his costume, like, who he is, so much this episode. He's fucking Munakata at the beginning. Then he changes over to Mitarai when talking to him, and then he goes to Byakuya Togami. There's just so many costume changes / just changing who you're impersonating. We all know that's not who they are. I really had a laugh when I saw the fucking Ultimate Imposters Munakata guys. That was golden. Anyway, the next thing is obviously Naegi. And, you know, Naegi gets walked past by all of the 77th class. And, you know, Izuru / Hajime just kind of nods at him and then continues on. And then, you know, Mikon is like, Naegi-san. Like, excuse me, Naegi-san. And I'm presuming it's because he has the stab wound to his neck and that. You know, I'm presuming she was like, can I treat your wound? You look injured AF. And then, you know, fucking Nagito just pushes Mikon aside. I wasn't expecting it. And then, like, fucking Ibuki's running after her. She's like, someone catch her! And then fucking he's just like, wow, to have such an underclassman like you whose super high school level luck is just as strong, no, even better than mine. I'm truly lucky to have an underclassman like you. And then fucking Nekomaru and fucking Arcane, whatever her name is, I forget, fucking just pick him up, and then the traditional dancer's just like, oh, he's even creepier than before. Oh, that was great. But, you know, I'm kind of annoyed that there literally isn't anything said between Hajime and, you know, Naegi. Like, you know, they just nod at each other. Like, come on. Like, in the logo, it shows both of them sort of, like, pointing together like they're proving someone wrong, and you don't even have them talk to each other once. I'm sure that disappointed a lot of fans. Anyway, we move on to the sort of yay, it's all over. And then, it's revealed that they made a video, and in this video, they're like, we are the Remnants of Despair. I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little game we made, because this way they're taking on the roles of the Remnants again, and the reason why is simply so that people don't lose hope in the future Foundation. If they found out that Tengen, you know, the leader, had started this killing game among his own members, and not just any of his members, his elite members, And then, obviously, the world wouldn't have hope in the Future Foundation. And so Hajime takes it upon himself to take the role, and so do the 77th class, along with Mitarai, who technically is the 77th, still in the 77th class. But it's just weird adding him in, because he's never really been grouped as them before, you know? But yeah, no, they do this, Naegi, Byakuya, Asahina and that see it, they're like, what? And then, you know, Byakuya's like, explains it to Hagakure, because Hagakure is a fucking idiot. And, you know, that's about it. Then, like, Asahina and Hagakure are waving goodbye, while Naegi, he talks to Munakata a little, like, Munakata warns him, hey, you're gonna become the hero that defeats them. I hope you know this. And all that. And then, he's like, well, if they have to carry the burden of despair, I'll carry the burden of hope. And then, you know, Munakata walks off. The ship's already sailing that they stole, that they, for some reason, were allowed to keep. But, I guess, makes sense. You know, they're having, like, a little fucking party with Teru fucking cooking a bunch of meat on, like, skewers for them. And, you know, not Naegi, Hajime, he's on the, like, very front bit, and then the Chiaki in his head appears, and they have a little conversation, and she's like, I was made as a program to monitor you guys while you were in the New World program and all that, or Neo World, I forget which one it is, and all this shit, and, you know, Hajime, and it's just a nice little moment, and then, you know, Nagato is like, hey Hajime, all the food's gonna be gone if you don't hurry up and eat some. And he's like, okay, I'm coming. You know, they're partying, they're having a good time. And Naegi, he like looks down at his hand and sees like the dried blood from Kirigiri on his hand. And you know, he's like, Kirigiri, you know, he also has this speech about hope and stuff, you know, it's Naegi, what do you expect? But, you know, I want to just say that before I watched this episode, I knew this would probably be the episode that, like, at some point Naigi's gonna have some major flashbacks between, some moments between him and Kirigiri. And I figured it'd be like he looks down at his hand to see the blood from her, you know. And then we find out that, yeah, in fact, she that little medicine thing on the floor that you could just about see in the bottom right corner on the episode she was like the episode after she was found dead. Yeah, that medicine that turned out to actually be a somewhat cure to the poison that the wristbands do when you know, activate your NG code. Puts you in a near-death state, and, Mikan revived her. So, you know, we get to see Kirigiri's boots, and then Naegi turn around and be like, oh my god, you're alive. So we don't hear him say that or anything. We just see his face, like him turn around, and his face kind of lit up a little. Well, makes sense, you know. And at this point, it does seem like Naegi and that. I don't know what that was, but you know, they were close. And then, you know, it cuts to several months later, and there's like a daisy field and a New Hope's Peak that all of the 78th class is working, well, what remains of the 78th class. And even Komaru are working on, like, you know, Komaru gives Toko and Asahina drinks. I don't remember what Hagakure was doing. I think he was doing some fortune telling with a crystal ball. And then, you know, Byakuya was watching him, probably being like, what the fuck is this idiot doing? And then it cuts to Naegi, seemingly sitting in the same room that he was sitting in when he first woke up in Hope's Peak, but with the windows not boarded up with the metal plates and that. Obviously, I presume this is a different location, but, like, same place in the layout. And, you know, and then we get to see Kirigiri. She's, like, she looks like, from DR1, except for her jacket's red, she doesn't have a tie, but she has her old hairstyle, and she'll suddenly look, like, it makes her look exactly like she used to. I was just like, oh my god. Because I always had a slight problem with the, like, tied up hair she had. And then, you know, she goes to Naegi, they're waiting for you, Headmaster, and he's like, I know, or something along those lines, and that's the end. You know, I guess that's like either the Future Foundation's new headquarters and Naigi's the leader and she was making a joke, or they're making a new Hope's Peak. Well, I guess makes sense. But at the same time, I feel like people wouldn't want to have a new Hope's Peak because of it, the apocalypse started. You know, but it was a nice little scene, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's pretty neat. But you know, other than that, well, that's about it. You know, this episode, it could have been better. I was really disappointed when, you know, Hajime walks past Naegi and then just nods, and that's all he does. It's just like, really? Really? Do you really have to do that? Do you have to really do that? And, yeah. I was just really annoyed with that. But, you know, that's about it. I don't really have much else to talk about off the top of my head. I'm also really tired, so I want to get this out before I drop to sleep. I've been up so fucking long. It's 10:30 in the morning now, so I want to get this edited, rendered, and hopefully uploaded before I crash out on my bed, because you know, I didn't end up watching the episode until like 2 in the morning, and I was like, I want to make this review as soon as possible. So what I'll do is I'll wait until it's daytime so I can actually talk and not hopefully get killed by people for being somewhat loud while making a video. Anyway, I hope you guys have. Oh shit, I haven't rated this. So Danganronpa 3, the Kibou Hen, I'm gonna give this episode a 7. I got really disappointed with several things, and I'm kind of pissed off, but I'm really glad at the same time that Kirigiri's alive, because obviously I was like, you know, like, it sounds kind of weeby, I guess. I don't know what to say other than weeby to describe it, but you know, she was my favorite character. Like, if you notice, she's on my channel banner. I really like her, so I had already was like done with being over death, and then they're just like, yeah, she's alive, by the way, and I'm just sitting there like, god damn it. I was even prepared for the sad flashback that Naegi was probably gonna have, and then they throw that, what also kind of ruins the whole bond that Munakata and Naegi had, with like both of their lovers being dead now. And whether that was Sakura or Chisa, we'll never know. That wasn't funny, and my wheezing is really weird. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review of me rambling. I'm sorry that it's not going to be that well edited, because laziness plus tiredness is never a good thing for making videos. So don't do what I do and stay up for over 24 hours and then make your video. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm signing out. Peace.